Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. First and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability, man. It's your brother Urami Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson. Through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Alright, Shalawam to the brother Yahawah. Yeah, man, I'ma just cause the live just got took down. But I'ma just do a Q&A right now, cause you know, I ain't about to start the whole breakdown over. That's some bullshit. I don't they said I did misinformation, but I don't see nothing that I said that was you know, but it's all good. I don't see nothing that I said that was off, like for them to hit me with misinformation. But TikTok will be TikTok, man, you know. Let me share the live out again. One second. Dude saying, nah, they can't get me on the comments. It had to be what I said. But maybe he, I blocked him though. So I don't, if he reported the live, it is what it is, man. You know, I don't know, but whatever. It's all good. Whatever. It don't matter. Alright. I just do like a quick Q&A. Cause I ain't about to start the whole breakdown over. I just do that breakdown tomorrow. Cause I bet, watch, they gonna give me my live access back on the main page. Cause I ain't do nothing. And just do it over again. But let me see. Let's go to Barak. Let's go back to Barak. 3rd chapter. And I was touching on this last time. Now let's go to Barak, the 4th chapter. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Alright, so the brother said, man, you ain't get on me about keeping up for no reason, LOL. Shoot, it's all good. Hey, I'm glad you was keeping up though. Alright, it's Barak, the 4th chapter. We go, how long is this chapter? 31 verses. I'm gonna probably hit like half of it. You know, and it's Q&A too. If anybody come in, got questions, ask the questions. Y'all see the algorithm over here is like whatever. But it's all good. So, Barak, the 4th chapter. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. So, who is the needy? In that sense, it would be the sheep. It would be brothers and sisters that need this. They are needy. They're out here in Babylon, all over the world, right? They're distressed. They're oppressed. So they need that comfort of the scriptures. That's what the scriptures do. It comforts brothers and sisters. We are needy, right? We look towards the elders. We look towards brothers to bring out lessons and feed us. This is a spiritual feast that we undertake, that we're going into, right? Yeah, there you go. If you love me, feed my sheep, because the sheep are needy. They need to be fed, right? So, my son, defraud not the poor of his living. The poor, let's get that in Proverbs. Actually, Ecclesiastes 4:13. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished. You look at these guys, you got George Soros, You know, these Rockefellers, these Rothschilds, right? They be old and fat. You know, Bill Gates, look at that dude. He's not in shape. He's old and fat. All right? He don't have a desired body shape. Okay? These dudes are old, foolish kings. No longer to be admonished. They're not honored. Nobody looks at them like, oh, this dude's amazing, etc. No, man. We look at you for what you really are. You're evil. You're wicked. All right? We are poor, wise children. That's what we are. We are needy. We are oppressed. We are poor. A lot of, our people grow up and they are in poverty. I don't care if you got 100,000 in your bank account. You are poor. Okay? That's not no money. All right? Verse 2, make not an hungry soul sorrowful. You take that into your mind. How can I feed somebody's soul? Right? How can I affect your soul? It's about words. It's about the scriptures. It's about his understanding. This is why, man, brothers, do not take this lightly. This is soul work. We're dealing with souls. When we talking about you got blood on your hands, it's because you're actually dealing with individuals' souls. Right? You know, murder and fruits. But that word, if you teach something incorrect that will lead an individual down the wrong path, that's what that is. You're doing that. You're committing that on your brother because you taught them incorrectly. So now they're going to do that incorrectly. And they're let's say you teach that incorrectly. They're going down that path and then you figure it out later on and you never go back and correct it and tell them, hey, man, I taught that incorrectly. Boom. You need to stop that if you're still doing that. Right? So this is why it's so important that when we come, the first time we bring it out, we got to bring it correct, right? Because you don't want to have any blood on your hands, right? So make not an hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed. You don't pick on people. We don't use this word to pick on people or knock people down or belittle people. Lesson we was teaching yesterday, respect, right? It's we're not using this word to just destroy people and knock them down if they're new and they don't get it. All right, then you just send them. They don't get it. Boom. I'm not about to pick at you. Because really that's childish shit. That's kiddie shit. Right? We supposed to be past that. It's supposed to be past that. I poke you, you poke me. I poke you, you poke me. Ooh, I poke you better. What is that? That's not about anything. Okay? So let's read that again. Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed. I can clearly see these individuals are vexed. Now, this is a different part. If you call yourself a teacher and you up here, you trying to teach and you doing this and you doing that, but you going off and you don't want to take the correction, then when you get that rebuke, when you get that, what's that word? Start with an E, man. Because Paul used it a lot. Admonition. Let me go see if I can find it. Admonition. No. Dang. And I use it too. I'm gonna go find it real quick. Give me 1 second. Salakia. Because I want to go into the definition of it. Right? Man, what tape is that? No. That's on. It gotta be on number 3. Emulation. Let's get that. Emulation. Right? Emulation. Effort to match or surpass a person or achievement, typically by immutation. Alright? So, emulation, let's let him talk.
Emulation.
Emulation. So it's basically like to pick on an individual or to in a competition. The process of copying something achieved by someone else and trying to do it as well as they have. We're not here to do that. That's not our purpose. Right? You're supposed to, the water, Kakuma. You're supposed to do your own thing. Hey, you brothers got it. The water to Born on 101. Yeah, the water to you as well. Emulation. Right? Yeah, let's get that. Jeremiah 23. That's actually a good chapter for what we were saying. Jeremiah 23:1 and going down. Woe, destruction be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahawah. Now you take that back over here to Sirach 4:3. Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed, and defer not to give to him that is in need. These pastors add more trouble. That's what it means to shut off the kingdom of heaven. You're trying to tell people to do stuff that you would not do, that you can't do. You telling somebody and I saw this in the church, man. Growing up in the church, 18 years of my life, seeing this stuff in the church where pastor would tell you, knowing that you got, oh, pastor, this is my last $100. Give it. God will provide. Right? Telling you to give him when he wouldn't give you his last $100. Okay? That's just some dumb shit, bro. All right? This is what these guys are doing now. Breaking you down, putting you in a financial position of instability so that their bellies can be full. They're shutting off the kingdom of heaven. Right? They don't practice what they preach. At the end of the day, they add more trouble to an heart that is vexed. You're in a low position and they're knocking you down more. Right? This is what these guys are set up to do, because first and foremost, they set up by the government. All right? 501(c). Their doctrine is knocking you down. Their understanding is knocking you down. The way that they teach you is knocking you down. All right? Man, I saw the brother, what's that brother's name, man? I am born in Israel, but he left. Man, Shalawam to that brother. I ain't seen that brother in a minute. Tazayak, I believe. Abaniah's boy. Man. But shalom to that brother, man. But keeping it going. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahawah. You destroy and scatter. You separate. You break them down. You conflict them. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, you have scattered my flock and driven them away. Most people hate the church now. They hate the black church because it's wicked. Yeah, Kazakh. Yeah, I believe so. But his name used to start with a T, but I think he changed it. But I don't know why brothers come in and leave, man. Come back. What I do? I don't know. But whatever, I ain't tripping. Alright. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yahawah. You wasn't sincere. You gotta be a sincere teacher, man. You gotta be there. You can't just start feeding an animal, every single day and just stop. Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't got no more food. The animal, like, what I'm supposed to do? What? I was relying on you. We rely upon the elders. We look towards the elders, right? And the main thing about that to every single one of us is consistency. Don't just do no spur of the moment lesson. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just do a lesson because it needs to be consistent. And that will what? That's called building a habit. You have to train your body, train your temple to constantly do this thing, right? Don't just be no spur of the moment Israelite. Because that's what? That will leak into your entire life, and then you'll be out of the truth before you know it. Because you was a spur of the moment teacher. You did spur of the moment lessons. You spur of the moment everything. Now, your ass is done. You just, oh yeah, that was a phase. That was a trend. I'm no longer Hebrew. I'm going to go back to being African American. What's that about? Because you spur of the moment shit. You're not consistent. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi will spit you out because you never was really his friend. You didn't really care about him. You spur of the moment everything. Right? Shalawam, bro. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham. They just took the main page, down. The live access. But it's all good. Shalawam, bro. All right? Yeah. Revelations, let's get that. And then we'll go back to that Jeremiah. Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown. Right? So the wicked are known. Okay? Just because you see, I read the second one because you see brothers is going to go into prison. Brothers is going to be locked up, etc., etc., FEMA camps, alligator, Alcatraz, whatever it may be. All right? That doesn't mean they're wicked. The world may look at us like we're wicked because we're going to be persecuted. Right? Oh, yeah, look, I saw them Hebrew guys in chains. They must have did something. No, we could be 100% innocent. Yahawashi was innocent in that life. Now, spiritually, he had to pay for what he did beforehand. But in that life, he was 100% innocent. And they put him in chains. Right? They beat him. They unalived him. 100% innocent in that life. So, you got to judge righteous judgment. You got to understand. This is scripture. This is what's supposed to happen. As Yahawashi had to fulfill prophecy, John the Baptist had to fulfill prophecy. Guess what? You in this, you have to fulfill prophecy. But I don't want to fulfill it. No. It's too late. You got to fulfill it. Right? What they say? Count the cost. Count the cost. What comes with it? Man, I love my wife. I love my kids. Shit. Count the cost. Sit and linger on these things. Understand these things must happen. Stephen, perfect, had to fulfill prophecy. He count the cost. And Stephen is a great example because even when he was going down, he was saying, they know not what they do. The same type of understanding that Yahawashi had. The same type of mindset. They know not what they do in that sense. Right? Because Paul was in the crowd. Paul was amongst that. Unaliving a fellow brother. A fellow elect. Right? You get that? You have an elect member unaliving an elect member because of ignorance, because of no understanding, because it wasn't his time to wake up. This is why we see brothers being scoffers and mockers, but then they come into this thing and they be like, damn, bro, I was tripping. I was bugged out. Forgive me. This is why brothers was, kind of questionable to deal with Paul because of his backstory, because of his past, how he moved, what he was doing. He was persecuting us. I get it. I would be questionable to deal with him too. But if it's of the Spirit, then it's of the Spirit. Right? That's it. That's point blank, period. Yahawah pulled him up out of that. Let's modernize Paul. Okay? A cop. Okay? Or a Pharisee of a Pharisee, right? A Pharisee. All right? With but also with the ability to persecute and take you down. So maybe like an ICE agent. Coming through, hemming brothers up, locking brothers up, boom, boom, boom. But then, one day, go blind, and you know, get shown some stuff. And he like, damn, I was wrong. I was messed up. I need to go. I got to find them brothers that be on the corners. I got to find them brothers. He's searching for the brothers. And they know who he is. They kind of like, hold up. Right? But he changed. He's sincere. You know, a lot of us would be like, hell nah, that nigga gonna lock me up. It's a joke. He's a scam. He's playing. He's trying to use that, manipulate to get me. Right? This is why you can't ever say that you know the Father's will in that sense, because you don't know who the Father's going to use. You don't. So the Most High moves, they say, in mysterious ways. That's an extremely mysterious way. Right? But it's the mercy in the same, I would say the same way that King David had that mercy for his son Absalom, for the scoffer that was throwing rocks at him, right? For King Saul. He had that type of mercy. A lot of brothers do not have that type of mercy, where you got your enemy right in front of you. You can unalive him, but you don't. You don't. A lot of brothers ain't got that type of mercy, and we got to work on that, right? But that goes back to Exodus 14:14. You let Yahawah fight for you, right? Don't take vengeance upon your brother, you know? So let's keep going. Let's go back. Oh, y'all got precepts? Any precepts? Nope, I don't see no precepts, so let's keep it going. Let's go back to Sirach 4:4. Reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from a poor man. New brothers, babes coming in, afflicted, heavy, burdens, dealing with this, dealing with that, got issues. Man, part of this being a minister, being a teacher, you got to deal with people's problems. You got to deal with their issues. You know, our people are afflicted. Our people are hurt. They're low. They're knocked down. So questions and things like that, we got to entertain them. We have to. Sometimes we be like, you know, hey, I'm doing a lesson, boom, boom, boom. But I try to do these Q&As. And nobody asks questions, as y'all can see right now. But we here for you, though. You can't never say we was not here for you. I try to do a Q&A every week. You know, anybody got questions? Hello, anybody got questions? Nobody has questions. But we do lessons. Everybody has questions. All right, let's get that. Psalms 86:13. Psalms 86:13. And it reads, for great is thy mercy towards me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. Right? The lowest mindset where he was at. All right? So, understanding that, Yahawah showed him that mercy, so he shows it back. How you going to get this mercy given to you and you don't give it back? You didn't really appreciate it. You wasn't grateful for what was handed to you. You know? You got to know how to give. Not just receive. It's better to give than to receive. You got to know how to give. Yahawah loves a good giver, man. A joyful giver. You giving and you not like, man, that brother better pay me back. All right? That's a wicked spirit. Better pay you back. The fuck? That ain't even really your money. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi allowed you to have that. So if he wants to give it to another one of his servants, let it be. That ain't yours, nigga. It's not yours. Okay? Don't give with the mindset of it gotta come back. No. That means you really didn't want to give it in the first place. Alright? Charity, alms should not be like, yeah, something better come out of this. Like you individuals, there's some individuals out here probably like, hey, Father, you see I gave this $100, so you better do something with my life. What is up with that? You giving, talking to the Most High like he better do something to you. No, that ain't how it works. You ain't demanding shit. You can't demand nothing from the Most High. Alright? That's crazy, bro. Let's keep it going. Verse 5, Sirach 4 and 5. Turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. By knocking somebody, by picking on them, by belittling them, you know, especially if they need it and they sincere. Then you're raising up an occasion for them to curse you. You're raising up an occasion for them to, and really to bring blame to the ministry. Right? I was watching that little thing. I ain't gonna jump on it or nothing. But I was watching the little BS with Mr. Mojo Jojo going on No Jumper. Going back and forth with Whack 100. Right? It's just goofy individuals. Very messy. Okay? And it's hella blame to the ministry because he's quoting scriptures on the show, on the podcast. You're still, I thought you wasn't representing us no more, nigga. Then stop quoting scriptures. You ain't a part of the community no more. Stop fucking quoting scriptures, man. Don't associate yourself with us at all, bro. Oh, dumb, goofy ass nigga. Why you make a whole apology video if the shit never happened? What's up with the text message? What's up with everything? Alright? You and Tazari, Whack, are some fucking distractions, man, amongst Israel. And you little niggas, you little individuals, not to call y'all niggas, but you new Jakes, don't let that distract you. Don't let this entertainment Israelite shit distract you. That's not what this faith is about. That's not what this truth is about. Going on podcasts, making money, making music, all this dumb shit. Okay? Right? I know I might post up a video of music every once in a while, but how many lessons do I do? Right? What's the main focus? You know what the main focus is. Okay? Don't let other shit distract you. Don't lose focus. These guys have turned their entire congregation to lose focus, and they're worldly. They got a worldly vibration around them. If you can't peep that, then you never came out of the world. Alright? The brother said, crazy mind frame to have kind. Oh, the elders live? Alright, I'm about to wrap it up then. Yeah, it is Sunday. I be forgetting what day it is, man. Alright. But hey, man, that's been a quick one. Just a quick hit. Alright, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well in sincerity. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. Alright, everybody on here, man, proceed to Alliance, the 12's live. The brothers is live in Chicago. Alright, Shalawam, brothers. Shalawam, sisters as well. Shalawam.